Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful Thorsten K spills on Ridge and Taylor's reunion. Maybe she was always the right choice. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K, and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, are definitely dealing with some major issues in their relationship. Plenty of fans are starting to suspect that this bridge may come tumbling down. So let's look at what Thorsten K had to say about the whole situation in an interview with TV Insider. For starters, K addressed the fact that Ridge has been insulting Hope Logan, Annika Noel, which Brooke clearly isn't happy about. However, K hinted that Ridge sniffing around Taylor Hayes, Krista Allen, again may be what pushes Brooke to her breaking point. Brooke's role was written very well in this. She stood by her man even after he insulted her daughter, and then she stood by her man until she couldn't. And I do think that Taylor has a lot to do with that, Kay said. Brooke hasn't dumped Ridge yet, but that certainly makes it sound like she will soon. All the talk about Brooke standing by her man until she couldn't anymore points to more Taylor trouble that pushes Brooke too far. As for what the future holds for Ridge and Taylor, Kate definitely sees the potential for them to get back together. The B&B star admitted you can't think too far ahead as an actor, but he suggested Taylor and Ridge's reunion is a real possibility. Of course, Kay also acknowledged that there's a lot of love between Brooke and Ridge. But that's not the problem. After Kay addressed Ridge feeling betrayed by Brooke on some level, he played up Taylor as a far less complicated option. And there's this other woman who is always honest with him, who doesn't have kids with his brother and his dad, and maybe she was always the right choice, Kay said. Do you agree with Thorsten K about Taylor being the better choice for Ridge? Should love bloom between Taylor and Ridge once again? The bold and the beautiful spoilers say some messy romantic drama is in the works, so we'll bring you more story predictions and updates on any breakup news along the way. In a world of dramatic twists and heartfelt reconciliations, The Bold and the Beautiful continues to captivate audiences with its entangled relationships and emotional roller coasters. One of the longest-running and most turbulent storyline centers on Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes, whose love story has evolved through years of passion, heartbreak, and unexpected reunions. The recent rekindling of Ridge and Taylor's romance has fans buzzing, and none are more excited about it than Thorsten K, who portrays Ridge on the soap opera. Thorsten K, ever the charismatic actor, has recently spilled some intriguing insights on Ridge's relationship with Taylor, revealing a new perspective on Ridge's heart and mind as he navigates his feelings for both Taylor and his ex-wife, Brooke Logan. In an exclusive interview, Kay delves into the complexities of his character's journey, teasing that maybe, just maybe, Taylor has always been the right choice for Ridge. A love story that defies time. Ridge and Taylor's story is a testament to the timeless nature of soap opera love. For years, viewers have watched as Ridge and Brooke shared a passionate and tumultuous relationship, but their ties were consistently tested by Ridge's deep connection with Taylor. Over time, Ridge oscillated between the two women, each representing different aspects of his desires, needs, and personal growth. Kay acknowledges the intricacies of playing a character like Ridge, one who is often caught in an emotional whirlwind. Ridge has always had a strong bond with both Brooke and Taylor, Kay reflects. But as time passes, we see him evolve. He's not the same man he was when he first married Brooke. Life experiences, the ups and downs, and the complications of family life have shaped him. And in that shaping, perhaps Taylor was always the right choice. The idea of Taylor as the right choice is a powerful notion for longtime fans who remember Ridge's love for Brooke. Yet Kay explains that Ridge's evolution may reveal a deeper truth. that his connection with Taylor is not just a product of romantic fantasy, but a meeting of two souls who complement each other in ways that Ridge may not have fully understood before. The many facets of Ridge's heart. For Kay, Ridge's heart is anything but simple. Ridge has always been conflicted, he says with a smile. On one hand, you have Brooke, the passion, the drama, the undeniable pull between them. But then you have Taylor, who represents a different kind of love. It's not about fire and friction. It's a steady, unwavering bond. And over time, I think Ridge has come to realize that steadiness is what he truly needs. Ridge's relationship with Taylor has always been based on deep emotional connection, understanding, and respect. Where Brooke often stirred up intense emotions in Ridge, Taylor has been the steady force who understands him on a fundamental level. It's easy to see why Ridge, after all the chaos of his life, would find solace in Taylor's arms. When you look at Ridge and Taylor's past, Kay continues, there's this shared history of triumphs and heartbreaks, of growth, and of understanding. They've been through so much together, and they survived it. I think that resilience is something Ridge values more now than he ever did before. Kay notes that Ridge's journey is marked by personal growth. Maybe in the past, Ridge was caught up in the passion and excitement of a new relationship. But now he's older. He's wiser. He's been through so much. And what he really craves is that emotional connection that Taylor has always provided. The timeless allure of Taylor Hayes. Taylor Hayes, as portrayed by Krista Allen, is one of the most beloved characters in The Bold and the Beautiful. A psychiatrist with a heart of gold, Taylor's compassion and empathy have always been her most defining traits. In contrast to Brooke, whose energy is often fiery and impulsive, Taylor embodies a calm that has the power to center those around her, none more so than Ridge. Kay shares a warm admiration for Allen's portrayal of Taylor, emphasizing how the character has remained a grounding force in Ridge's life. Krista plays Taylor with such depth, Kay says. She brings out a side of Ridge that is more introspective, more reflective. Taylor's emotional intelligence, her understanding of Ridge, is something Ridge has always needed, even if he didn't always recognize it. There's also a sense of nostalgia in their relationship. For Ridge, Taylor represents a time in his life when things felt more innocent. It's a love that's grown and matured, not without its struggles, but with a sense of permanency that Ridge has come to crave. Ridge may have thought that his future was with someone else at times, but as the years go on, he's realizing that the one who was always there for him, the one who truly understood him, was Taylor, Kay reflects. The Brooke versus Taylor debate. The debate between Taylor and Brooke has been a defining aspect of the show for years. It's a rivalry that has sparked countless discussions, not just within the fictional world of The Bold and the Beautiful, but also among fans who passionately argue for their favorite woman to end up with Ridge. Kay is well aware of this dynamic and how much it fuels the drama and suspense of the show. There's always this tension between the two women, Kay notes. But I think what fans forget is that Ridge's relationships with both of them are meaningful in different ways. There's no easy answer. Both relationships have deep significance. But right now, Ridge is at a point where he's making choices that reflect who he truly is as a man. And maybe that's why, in this moment, Taylor is the one who feels like the right fit. Kay is quick to clarify that it's not about diminishing Ridge's past with Brooke. Ridge will always have a special place for Brooke, he admits. Their history is so complex and rich with memories, both good and bad. But as Ridge matures, he's seeing the value in stability, in peace. And Taylor, more than anyone, brings that into his life. Looking to the future, with Ridge and Taylor back together, The Bold and the Beautiful fans are wondering what the future holds for the couple. Will they finally get the happily ever after that they've longed for? Or will more obstacles stand in their way? Kay isn't giving away any spoilers, but assures fans that the ride is far from over. There's still so much to explore with Ridge and Taylor, Kay says. Their love is deep, but it's also complicated. There are still many layers to peel back, many more hurdles to jump. But that's what makes their relationship so compelling. It's not perfect, but it's real. As for Ridge's evolving feelings for Taylor, Kay suggests that viewers should expect even more surprises in the coming months. Maybe Taylor was always the right choice, he muses, but Ridge had to grow into that realization. Sometimes the person you're meant to be with is the one you least expect, or the one you overlook until the time is right. With Taylor, the time may have just come. As The Bold and the Beautiful continues to explore the deep and complicated love story of Ridge and Taylor, fans can rest assured that there's more drama, passion, and heartbreak ahead. But for now, Thorsten Kaye's insights into Ridge's journey remind us all that sometimes love finds its way back home in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Remy kidnaps Electra when all else fails, sends Will into panic mode. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Remy Price, Christian Weissman, has decided that Los Angeles isn't the place for Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. Since Remy feels like LA is fake and superficial, he's eager to get Electra far away from there, and far away from Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. Things didn't go well when Remy tried to visit Electra at Forrester Creations, so now he's scheming with deep fake photos again. Since Electra was humiliated enough to leave town the last time this happened, Remy must be hoping she'll abandon Los Angeles next. Remy also mentioned that it used to be their dream to go to New York. You can bet that Remy's counting on playing his cards right and making that dream come true. However, the plan could backfire if Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, helps Electra put the puzzle pieces together and realize Remy is the one who's targeting her. It's honestly bizarre that Electra doesn't find Remy's obsessive behavior and suddenly move suspicious by now. Of course, it's possible Remy might convince Electra to go with him willingly if she continues to trust him for reasons no one can explain. It's also possible Remy will abduct Electra and flee with her as a last report. When all else fails, Remy may kidnap Electra and send Will into panic mode. Perhaps Remy could make it look like Electra left town of her own volition, but Will might suspect that's not the case. It's easy to imagine Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, agreeing with Will and potentially growing quite suspicious of Remy too. Will might ultimately seek Phil Spencer's, Don Diamond, help searching for Electra and Remy, so this could kick off an exciting new chapter of the story. There might be a New York adventure complete with new sets and plenty of hot B&B drama. On the other hand, Remy might have to improvise and hold Electra hostage in Los Angeles after all. I too wouldn't be ideal since Remy doesn't like Lay, but he might decide it'd be better to make it look like Electra left by herself. That way, Remy could keep Electra locked up as his pretty little pet somewhere and pretend he's just as worried as Will if the cops start sniffing around. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Remy will go to extremes, so stick with us for more predictions on what he'll do to Electra and updates on any kidnapping news that might be looming. In a shocking twist that leaves the Forresters and Spectras reeling, Remy's sinister plan takes a dark turn when he kidnaps Electra, the daughter of one of the fashion world's most influential and respected figures. With all his previous tactics to bend the powerful Electra to his will failing miserably, Remy resorts to the unthinkable, setting off a chain of events that sends Will into an emotional and frantic spiral. As secrets unravel, loyalties shift, and alliances are tested, the once peaceful lives of the Forrester family are thrown into turmoil. The calm before the storm. Remy, a man with a shadowy past, has always lurked on the fringes of the glittering world that the Forrester family inhabits. A trusted but mysterious figure, Remy had always been overlooked, quietly working behind the scenes in the corporate world of fashion. But his true ambitions were far more nefarious. He had always been infatuated with Electra, the brilliant and sophisticated woman whose beauty and intelligence made her a force in her own right. What began as a simple obsession quickly evolved into something far darker when Electra rejected his advances, both professional and personal. Electra, a woman with the world at her feet, had no interest in Remy. Her passion lay in making her mark on the fashion industry, and her focus was on her work, leaving no room for the twisted plans of someone like Remy. Yet her rejection didn't sit well with him. It stoked a fire within him that would grow over time, a fire that would lead him to go to extreme lengths to force her into submission. The kidnapping. When Remy's previous attempts to manipulate Electra through professional leverage failed, he devised a plan that was sure to leave a mark on everyone involved. A calculated and daring move, he kidnapped Electra, taking her from a high-profile gala where she was the center of attention. As the crowd danced and mingled, Remy struck with precision, slipping past security, and snatching Electra from the midst of her adoring admirers. Electra was left in shock and terror as she was whisked away to an undisclosed location, her every movement watched by the cold, calculating eyes of her kidnapper. Remy was fully prepared for the fallout, expecting the Forrester family to respond with fury. However, he underestimated just how far they would go to get her back. Will's panic. Back at the Forrester estate, Will Forrester, Electra's fiancé, is blindsided by the news. At first, he can't believe it. The thought that anyone would dare harm Electra, let alone kidnap her, seems unfathomable. But when he gets the ransom note, a chillingly simple message demanding a staggering sum of money in exchange for her release, Will's world begins to crumble. His initial disbelief gives way to a wave of panic that grips him with unrelenting intensity. Will's mind races. How could this happen? Who would want to hurt Electra, and why? The man he thought he knew so well, Remy, had always been a somewhat distant figure in their lives, but never someone he would have ever suspected of such an act. As his anxiety spirals, Will must wrestle with a powerful range of emotions. Fear for Electra's safety, guilt for not seeing Remy's true nature earlier, and the pressure to act fast before it's too late. Desperate to find answers, Will turns to his family. His father, Eric Forrester, tries to remain calm, but his anxiety is palpable. The Forrester family has weathered many storms, but this is different. Electra isn't just a business partner or an acquaintance, she's family. The stakes have never been higher. Brooke and Ridge, equally concerned for Electra's safety, step in to help Will navigate the emotional and tactical side of the crisis. But the tension between them all is electric. No one knows exactly what Remy is capable of, and there is a growing sense of dread that it might be much worse than they ever imagined. The search for answers. As Will scrambles to track down any trace of Electra's whereabouts, the Forrester family's resources are put to the test. Every member is thrust into the crisis, working together to follow the clues that Remy has left behind. The police are involved, but Remy's careful planning makes it difficult for law enforcement to trace his steps. It quickly becomes apparent that he's always been several moves ahead of them, and every step they take toward finding Electra only leads them deeper into a maze of false leads and dead ends. Will, growing more frantic with each passing hour, takes matters into his own hands. He reaches out to his old friend, Lieutenant Baker, a police officer with deep ties to the family, in a desperate bid for help. Baker, however, is perplexed by the case. Nothing about this situation makes sense. Remy, as far as anyone knew, had no reason to want Electra gone. But then Baker starts to dig deeper, uncovering Remy's tangled past. The pieces start to fall into place as the family uncovers shocking revelations about Remy's previous dealings, including several attempts to get close to Electra in the past. The final confrontation. Just as hope begins to wane, Will and his family finally pinpoint the location where Remy is holding Electra. A remote, abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town serves as the perfect hideout for the deranged kidnapper. But when Will and a team of officers arrive, they find the mansion eerily silent. Will's fear spikes. Could it be a trap? A confrontation is inevitable, and Will is prepared to face Remy head-on. But the moment they come face-to-face with Remy, it's clear that he's just as calculated and determined as ever. As Remy stands in front of them, a cruel smirk on his face, he taunts Will, telling him that this is just the beginning of a much larger game he plans to play. Remy reveals that he has orchestrated this kidnapping not just for ransom, but to teach Electra, and Will by extension, a lesson about power, control, and the consequences of defiance. But Will, in a surge of adrenaline, is determined to save Electra and stop Remy once and for all. In a tense standoff, Remy's grip on the situation begins to slip. As the final moments of the confrontation unfold, Will and the authorities make a daring move, rescuing Electra and finally bringing Remy to justice. Aftermath. The dust settles, but the Forrester family is left grappling with the aftermath of the shocking event. Electra is physically unharmed, but the psychological toll of the kidnapping will take time to heal. For Will, the experience has shaken him to his core. He's left questioning everything: his own ability to protect the people he loves, and the lengths to which someone like Remy will go to destroy their lives. But through it all, Electra and Will's bond grows even stronger, and the Forrester family emerges from the chaos with a renewed sense of unity. Yet, while Remy may have been caught, the shadows of his actions linger. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, the war is far from over. What new schemes will emerge in the wake of this shocking kidnapping? Only time will tell.